All right, welcome to Training Tuesday. As you can hear, Heidi is not here today. She is under the weather, so I am Chuck Hoke. I am going to moderate this session today. Today we have a- one of our technical support specialists from the chemical group, Mr. Paul Mannen, who's going to actually give the presentation today. Paul is a graduate of Ohio University and has been in the construction industry a number of years. Uh, His professional experience includes a wide variety of industry topics and expertise, such as working as an environmental health technician, both inside and outside sales positions, uh, that effectively provided consultations and great customer experiences. Paul also understands the business. He's been around a long time. uh, I have a full paragraph on Paul here, but what I really know about Paul is Paul understands concrete, how it's used, how it's applied, the repair products, the cures, the sealers, those things. He understands the industry. He is a wealth of knowledge, and he is, to be honest with you, it's shocking how much knowledge he has for being uh, such a, he's only been in this industry, what, probably 18 years?
A decade solid and some experience before that.
Uh, he grew up, his family is in the industry, so he grew up with this industry like a lot of us have. So with that, like I said, he is a wealth of knowledge. He's available through our technical support line. You can actually get to Paul. So with that, I am going to turn it over to him in a few minutes. But first, I got to go through, once again, not used to this. Uh, the presentation that we will be discussing today is for training purposes only. For any technical assistance and specification requirements, please consult DaytonSuperior.com or give our tech service line a call. So, who is Dayton Superior? Dayton Superior is the leading provider of accessories, chemicals, forming, engineering, and obviously training. Uh, we are also the oldest. Starting in 1924, Dayton Superior started with the accessory line. In the late 1970s, they developed a chemical line. And as far as chemical lines, they were one of the foremost leaders in the industry across the board. You're looking at forming. Uh, what can I say? Simon's Forming Systems. Been around national prominence from 1901 is when Simon's actually started. So you're talking a lot of longevity with that systems and some great systems out there. And as a company, they back it up with the engineering. So we have a full line of engineers with PE stamps ready for any of the accessory end of it. We have chemical engineers on staff here at Dayton Superior. We also offer a full line of training on all these topics, whether we're talking accessories, chemicals, forming, or even our engineering. What capabilities do we have? All here at DaytonSuperior.com. So with that, I am going to turn it over to Paul and let him actually talk about cold weather chemicals. With this past week here, with the temperatures dropping the way we've seen it, it has really kind of hit home that, hey, this is something that we need to get involved in. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Paul.
Thank you very much, Chuck, for the kind introduction. And thanks for tuning in to Training Tuesday, everybody. My name is Paul Monin. I'm a product quality support technician here at Dayton Superior, and I deal with our chemical products, epoxies, liquids, and powders. And so, what is cold weather? ACI 306 goes through the diligence of defining cold weather, and you can see the parameters there on the slide. When the average daily temperature falls below 40 degrees Fahrenheit and air temperature does not rise above 50 for more than half a day in any 24 hours. So basically, 40 to 50 degrees is typically when you need to start looking at altering your processes and taking, I'd say, exceeding or greater consideration to ambient conditions than you normally would, which is something you should always be monitoring. Um, some problems associated with cold weather with concrete and grout, repair mortars, powder products in particular, is water freezing in the mix and water freezing into installed product. When water freezes, it expands. So if you have concrete that has been poured and it isn't treated properly, isn't perhaps finished or placed with the greatest most diligent care. Things aren't taken care of properly. You can have cracking, anywhere from minor surface cracking up to deeper cracking into the concrete and causing major issues down the road. Um, the 500 psi seems like a very low threshold when you read that. But if concrete does not get to 500 psi, it's just not good. You basically have what you call frozen concrete, and you're not going to get the strength necessary for most structural applications. I thought this was kind of funny. I saw these guys out here on a job site, and I don't know, boss, that's a lot of snow. And he's like, no, man, we got concrete at 4 a.m. See you in the morning. This is a reality for a lot of people. Obviously, I'm trying to be funny, but um, every day there are people out there who have to face the reality of subpar conditions and pouring structural concrete in the snow in adverse conditions. So, what are we trying to do? ACI 306, revised in 2016, lays out those objectives very carefully, what the goals are in pouring concrete in the cold. Mostly, we want to prevent damage due to early age freezing. We need to make sure that concrete gets up to that 500 psi and beyond and developing its required strength. And while it's curing, you need to maintain conditions that promote strength development. Basically, you can't pull heat or forms. You need to treat the concrete over a greater duration of time because it takes longer for it to develop strength. Um, you need to also make sure that you don't expose the concrete to rapid temperature changes before the concrete has developed sufficient strength to withstand those stresses. There is a lot of really hard math in the building codes about that. But basically, if you're pouring in 20 degrees or 30 degrees, you don't want to get the concrete just set up to its basic initial set and then just expose it back to that 20 degrees, dropping temperatures. That's when you have thermal cracking and bad outcomes. So you need to take care of all that, plan that out. And ACI's 306 really lays that out carefully and in great detail. The key to success is planning. And as Chuck alluded to, I grew up in the construction supply business, and I laugh when I think about the first couple snowy days of the year and the hustle of concrete blankets, the blanket business. Everybody is calling everybody on the day snow hits the ground, and we were always trying to get blankets on the shelves a month beforehand because we knew whenever it goes down, it goes down. So in big
Can't never have enough the first day.
yes, yes, it's true. And if you work for a supplier and you plan on supplying concrete blankets, get you a truck, get a couple trucks, a couple months beforehand, get that stuff inventoried and get it ready to go because those calls come in and the more you have, the more you can sell, and the more you can sell, the more other stuff you can sell. Anywho, if you're doing cold weather concreting, it's best to have meetings beforehand to discuss that and to account for those techniques you'll need to use and the equipment you're going to need to use to heat the area and get the job done beforehand instead of running around at the last minute and dealing with job site delays, which really aren't tolerated in fast-paced commercial settings. Blankets are a big part of it. There are heated blankets. There are just blankets, cover the ground. They're black on the back so that they absorb the sun, absorb the heat, and spread that onto the ground. You want to have a way to take temperatures if you need to make sure that concrete reaches at least 500 psi within 48 hours, or hopefully much higher than that. But that's, building code minimum. Anytime temperature falls below 40 degrees Fahrenheit during the protection period, where the protection period is defined as the time required to prevent concrete from being affected to cold weather, ACI 306 continues to state the necessary degree of protection increases as the ambient temperature decreases. That is long language for in grouting placements, concrete placements. Make sure that if you're placing beneath 40 degrees, especially going up to 50 degrees, that you're able to heat the area throughout the time it takes for the grout to get to its initial set, so it can cure and develop strength. Some good basic knowledge here for cold weather grouting when you're dealing with any bagged products. A good way to go about combating the cold weather is to precondition the material, store it in your truck, store it indoors, keep the powder warm so that when you go to mix it, it has some speed, it develops strength more easily. If you have a full pallet of material sitting out in the winter cold and you move that inside to a warehouse, it can take up to 72 hours to get that material up to temperature because it takes that long for the heat to migrate through the material. And when you're working under a base plate, when you're working with any kind of metal embeds, you want to make sure that you're really going through the surface preparation in great detail, accounting for any surfaces that you're going to be contacting with the grout to prevent thermal cracking, any kind of flash freezing, flash temperature exposures, or anything like that.
And Paul, one thing I can comment on this here is you want to make sure that even your mixed water, when you're doing any of the concrete mixes, whether it's concrete or grout, is you want to make sure that that is at room temperature at best. You don't want to be pumping out of a creek or whatever, a bucket that's been sitting, or a drum that's been sitting outside holding water. Especially when it's been there all night. Once that water gets cold, you have to actually apply it to the concrete. Hydration is going to be that much longer to take process because it's got to heat up once again to get to that 500 degrees. So now you're starting with a basically a cold product. You got to heat up before it gets to be used.
Yes, well stated, but it's the whole system. It's the powder, it's the water, it's the bucket, it's the subgrade, it's ambient temperatures, it's all of it. I mean, ACI 306 is the home to all this knowledge. So make sure to check that out if you want more details. Effects of cold weather, again, everything sets up more slowly. I get a lot of calls about this with epoxies, and our anchoring epoxies are available in different temperature classifications and they come in different speeds, essentially. Water-based products may freeze. Make sure you don't store water-based products outside when freezing temperatures are expected. And always check the TDS, regardless of the makeup of chemical, when you're going to apply, say, a cure and seal or a densifier. These are temperature sensitive reactions, and the products need to be applied in the correct temperatures. Again, not just water-based products. I get a lot of calls about solvent-based cure and seal products and water repellents, and typically 40 degrees is the very lowest you're going to see for most temperatures, or for most chemicals, pardon me. But always check the technical data sheet. It's very relevant, and it's very important that manufacturers provide guidance on this, and we make sure to do so. Couple more things, general tips and tricks. We talked about heating subgrades, preconditioning materials, using proper temperature water. But another really good thing to consider is the job site itself. If you're doing a lot of placements and they aren't close together, sometimes it's easier to heat the entire area, or cheaper, or just more comfortable. It depends on where you're at in construction, whether or not this is obviously possible, but it's a great way to go. There's all kinds of different heaters that can be used and installed. Make sure to monitor ventilation and condensation of these materials. Often overlooked details. The safety people are really, really careful about labeling their items so you know how to use them. But there are all kinds of go to a rental shop, go to a Home Depot, find a way to heat the area. A few Dayton Superior low temperature chemical products. We do offer a low temperature non-shrink grout. Turbo Grout LT12 was developed for the wind turbine industry. It's very high strength. It can be set up to 35 down to 35 degrees Fahrenheit, which is almost down to freezing. As far as anything incorporating water and powder, I think that's about as good as we're going to do. Rapid Resin Repair is an awesome product. It's a 3-part epoxy urethane product. Can be installed in freezers, cures in low temperatures as low as -20 Fahrenheit. Because it cures in such low temperatures, it can be open to traffic in 20 minutes, can be applied at a few thicknesses. It's a great fast turnaround product for flat work. And Propoxy 400 is our cold weather anchoring epoxy. Can be applied in a wide temperature range as well. It's a good product to have in the northern states in Canada, etc., for anchoring applications. We also offer a Cure and Seal LV 25% J20 UV is a low temperature Cure and Seal product device. And the big thing is that it sprays more easily. A lot of Cure and Seals gum up, get more solid in those lower temperatures. So J20 UV is designed to spray really well and go all the way down to 35 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's about all I got. Thank you all for tuning into Cold Weather Chemicals Training Tuesday. I'll hand it back over to Chuck, and we'll get you back to work.
All right. Solutions for your project. So as we talked about, Dayton Superior offers a full line of products here, from Dayton Superior through the different chemicals lines, the Aztec, Cody Clip, Taper Lock, AccuBrace, Slab Works, Tilt Works, etc., and including the chemical end of the company from Dayton Superior and Unitex, and as from the forming end of the company. Resources that are available. Once again, product pages. You can go to DaytonSuperior.com, type in any of the products that you're looking for. You'll get a product page, a tech data sheet, application guides if needed, are readily available. You're also going to have TDSs, technical data sheets, or safety data sheets are also available on this site. You can also come up with any of the current literature that is available on whether it be chemical, accessories, Siemens products. You can also get any of this cold weather documents. We have some guides available online that are available for cold weather application, VOC shelf life, etc., and different types of products, whether it be a sealer, or curing compounds, or a grout, or an epoxy. Basic policies and procedures on how to handle, how to actually apply, etc. You're also going to get online here specification help if you need help with specification. We've got people already online here, already working on this product here. We're going to tell you what DOT approvals are relevant for that product, whether it be Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, whatever. Those states here all typically have gone through, tested, and pre-approved this product line So there's this product that's actually in question. So they will, you can actually see that, hey, well, the state I'm working in has already approved this product here for use in application. Additional resources, our technical help desk from our chemical end. Probably one of the best groups that we have working for us. We've got 4 people now, 4 or 5 people working on this on the tech service line. So whenever you call, you get a dedicated person whose primary function is to help you, the customer, with the chemical product line. They also offer field support, real-time problem solving. Like Paul, most of our people here have product and hands-on field experience working with these products. So they understand. We can also do custom training for you if need be. You can scan the QR code right there for that training. That actually just takes you to a help page, or a registration form, which you can request training. That'll come to Heidi and myself, and then we will actually talk to Paul or any of the chemical tech support people here to actually come up with a game plan to solve your problems. So you're also looking for any other trainings on any of the other products that we talked about here. Feel free to scan the QR code. If you do have any questions today, please put them in our chat functionality. And we have, people online that can answer those questions. And I'm looking at a couple of questions here. When using heaters or blowers, forced air units, make sure that the heat is blowing towards the placement area. And this can cause premature surface setting, which can cause problems in cracking. So basically, make sure that the heater or blower is not facing directly on where you're placing it. Make sure it's around, so you're heating the area, not the particular one spot in particular. Yes. So in below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, epoxies can develop crystals that will allow the epoxy to fully set up if temperatures are below 40. To make your epoxy make sure your epoxy is cold weather related. Yes. So those are great little things. Thank you, Nathan, for that information. And so if anybody has any other questions, feel free to actually chime in with it. If you are looking for training, you can get a hold of, like I said, scan the QR code, training at DaytonSuperior.com. Types of offerings, we do lunch and learns. We do custom in-house training. We do AIA and engineer in-person trainings. And we actually can do any of these trainings here in person or virtual. And we can actually review any of these trainings here. Go to any of the ones that we've done here in the past on Training Tuesday, please go to DaytonSuperior.com. In the search bar, type in Training Tuesday, and it will take you to a landing page that will actually list all of the trainings that we've done, broke down by category, whether it be chemical, light forming, precast, whatever your topic is. They will be broken down so you don't have to search through all 180 training classes that we have listed on so far. You will end up with a list of maybe 8 or 10, maybe 12 classes altogether that we've done in particular product lines. So once again, if there's any questions, please put them inside the chat functionality right now. and we will answer any of the questions here that come in. One quick question, one note that also came in here. Make sure that when you're curing concrete, most cures are water-based. So use blankets until the temperatures are above 40, long enough to spray a cure. Key needs to be above 40, enough for basically for the cure to actually dry. So on a cold day, you're going to actually have to keep it on there for a little bit longer because it's going to take a little longer more for it to dry out, being it is a water-based product. So once that product is dry, you can basically put the curing blankets on top of it just to actually help keep any of the hydration heat in the concrete to help that cure uh, do its job. So I don't see any other questions. So for that right now, I'd like to say thank you for your time and thank you for joining us today for Training Tuesday. And Paul, thank you for taking care of this. That's a lot of knowledge that comes in handy on a lot of projects, a lot of job sites that we relate to. So with that, I'm going to say everybody have a good day and have a superior day. Thank you.